Alright, hey guys, what's going on? I've got a battle here. It's OU because that's easiest to find, and as you will see in just a second, this guy's running a rain team. My team is not prepared for rain at all, and I just hate weather wars in general because it makes OU boring and shit. Anyway, I'm gonna lead off with Rotom Wash. I'm scarfed. I thought he would lead off with Politoed, and I would just Volt Switch out, but he leads off with Latios. I'm gonna Volt Switch out anyway because I can't do anything to it. I'm gonna go into Espeon to maybe sponge a hit, but he decides to go for the light screen, and I'm like, alright, he's a screening one. I'm a screening Espeon, so I figure might as well get up my screens too. So he's gonna get up his Reflect as I'm gonna get up my light screen. And here he is going to switch out into his Politoed to get up the rain, as I'm going to set up a Reflect. And at this point, I'm kind of, even though it's the beginning of the match, I'm kind of playing like I've already lost because, I mean, you know, this is rain. My team, the only vaguely defensive, actually the only defensive poke on my team is this Espeon. The rest are offensive. So I'm going to go for the Psychic as he switches into this Thundurus. Here, I see leftovers making me think Nasty Plot, so I'm going to go back into Rotom Wash because I know I can outspeed him. He is going to go for that Nasty Plot. I know I can outspeed him because of the Scarf, and I can hit him with a rain-boosted Hydro Pump, which I don't know if it would kill him after the light screen, but he's going to go for the substitute because apparently he's a dickbag and wants to fish for hacks. So he's going to go for that Prankster sub to try and make me miss a Hydro Pump, and this is a summary of the next, 3 turns, because that's what he's going to do. He's going to stall me out of Hydro Pump PP while hoping that I get a miss. And if he gets a miss, I pretty much lose, because again, all I have is Espeon, and it can't really take a +2 Thunder. That shit's not happening. So he's going to go for the sub, have not missed one yet, and after this leftovers, he's going to definitely have enough for one more sub. But his light screen does wear off this turn. He's going to go for that sub, and I do not miss this Hydro Pump. So now he's basically forced to switch or lose his Thundurus. But I know that basically the rest of his team resists Hydro Pump, almost all of it, except for the Fortress. But I have to go for that Hydro Pump in case he decides to stay in for whatever reason. So he's going to go into Toxicroak, which obviously is immune to it because of dry skin. I have to switch out, and he makes a good play and switches back into his Thundurus, knowing that I'm going to have to switch out of the Rotom Wash. So he's going to go back into Thundurus, and I'm pretty sure that I could live a Thunder with Espeon, and so I'm just going to go for a Psychic to take it out, because the Thundurus is probably the most threatening thing on his team. And luckily I do live the Thunder, and I'm able to kill off the Thundurus, so that's great. So now he's going to go back into his Latios, which I thought might set up screens. Nope, he's going to just take me out with the second Thunder. And that's, you know, that's whatever. So here I go into Albi the Racist Dragon. This probably was not the best move because I knew he had the Reflect, and so yeah, I thought he would be more inclined to just go for the Dragon move. But he goes to the Reflect, I go for the Dragon Dance. I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm already in here. Might as well get up another Dragon Dance. So he goes into Politoed, and I'm like, well, I'm at +2. I know I can't take him out because of the Reflect, and I still have Multiscale, so fuck it, +3. And he's going to go with the Ice Beam. Luckily, he didn't have Hypnosis, or maybe he just didn't want to risk a miss. But that's going to do about half because of Multiscale. I'm going to go for the Outrage, and I don't expect this to kill because a lot of Politoads run max HP and max physical defense. So, yep, with Reflect, it's not going to kill even at +3 max attack Adamant, so Dragonite does basically nothing and dies horribly to an Ice Beam. But the Politoed is at low health. I'm going to go into, what's his face here? Rotom Wash, so I can get off a Volt Switch for free. He's going to go into the Ferrothorn. No problem, I get a little damage on it, and I'm able to get Switch advantage as well, and go into my Choice Banded Infernape. So here I'm going to fire off a close combat because I know that the I can't really go for the fire move because fucking Rain Dance, and I know he has the Espeon and the Toxicroak, but because I'm Choice Banded, neither of those have great physical defense, so I figured a close combat would probably do a chunk to them anyway. So here he's going to go into the Toxicroak now, and I'm going to have to switch out. I decide to go into Deoxys Speed, which is just the standard lead, hazards, and all that shit. He goes for the Sucker Punch, which was very strange, and he goes for it here again as I taunt, predicting him to be some sort of bulk upset. He's going to go for a third Sucker Punch, since I know that he has a Sucker Punch, I'm not going to go for it. The only attack I have is Superpower anyway, which he resists, so I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock, and then, with nothing else better to do, yet again, I'm just going to go for Spikes, but he's going to switch out of the Fortress, which I have no spin blockers, so, which I really should. I don't know why I don't. Should invest in Gengar or something, I don't know. But I'm going to go into Rotom Wash, because I know I can threaten him out with the Hydro Pump. And the Rapid Spin doesn't really bother me because it did basically force out the Toxicroak, which is good. So here I'm going to go for the Volt Switch yet again, knowing that he's going to switch out probably. And he switches back into his Latias, no problem, just going to Volt Switch again. And I don't really have much for this Latias, it's kind of a problem. I don't really want it to set up screens though, so I'm going to go back into Deoxys Speed to try and taunt it. So, I'm going to go for the taunt. I know he's probably just going to attack with a Thunder. I was hoping that he would not get the paralysis, but it's a 30% chance. He does get it, although seeing that Thunder damage puts me a little more at ease because it's not even a 2-hit KO on weak-ass Deoxys Speed. So, I'm going to be able to get up that Stealth Rock, and he is going to finish me off with the Thunder. So, now I'm thinking, well, shit. His taunt wears off, so he can still set up the screens. I'm just going to go into this, try and trick him the Scarf if he decides to set up. And this was the pivotal point in the match. He switches out to Toxicroak, and I'm going to give Toxicroak a Scarf, which sucks because he has a black Sludge, but this comes in huge later. I mean, fucking huge. So here he's just going to go for the Drain Punch now that he's faster. And because of Rotom Wash is decent bulk, I'm going to be able to take that pretty well, go for the Thunderbolt, which is going to do a little over half. But he's going to regain that after a Dry Skin. So I'm just going to leave Rotom Wash in to die, and now that he's locked on Drain Punch, I'm going to go into Nanners, and I figure Flare Blitz is going to do a decent chunk because I'm banded and he has a Dry Skin. So I was thinking the Dry Skin and Rain would kind of cancel out. I don't know if they actually do because I can't be bothered to look that shit up. These are lazy videos. But I do get the Burn, which is really awesome, and that's going to come into play also. So he's going to go for the Drain Punch, which isn't going to do that much thanks to the Burn. And now I'm just going to go for the second Flare Blitz. Now, for some reason here, he switches out to the Fortress, which I really have no idea what the deal was there, because it's just going to die to a Flare Blitz. But, I'm really surprised that I've made it this far in the match. I mean, to be honest. But, yeah, so he's going to go now into his Toxicroak, and he goes for the Sucker Punch, which was awful for him, because if you don't know, Sucker Punch on a choiced Pokemon is like an invitation to set up. My last guy, I'm down to my last guy, which is Terrakion, but fortunately, I'm running Double Dance Terrakion. So he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. I'm going to get the Rock Polish up to make sure I can outspeed the Latias. I mean, it is 1-3 right now, and I'm shitting my pants. So I figure, well, I can go for the Swords Dance too. I could have just taken him out there and gotten the Justified, or no, I couldn't have because he struggled. But anyway, he struggles here, and that's going to take him out. But I've got +2 speed, +2 attack, and if I don't miss this Stone Edge, I actually will win. I'll go from basically me thinking I'm going to lose this from the start to winning. I don't miss the Stone Edge. His last is the Ferrothorn, and it's going to easily die to a close combat. So that is the game, 1-0. I was really fucking surprised. So, great game. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys later. So, yeah.